Children may make up nearly 25% of Alaska's population, but they are 100% of our future. That is why families and employers across the state are filled with gratitude for the actions taken by the Alaska State Legislature and Governor Dunleavy these past 12 months. I'm Trevor Storrs, President and CEO of the Alaska Children's Trust, and I'm honored to be standing with providers and advocates at the Anchorage headquarters building of Credit Union One, where they have a unique on-site childcare facility that cares for employees' children. We are together today to thank Governor Dunleavy and the legislature for their extraordinary work this year on behalf of Alaska's children. Last year, when the Governor's Task Force on Childcare was launched, there was an urgency to address a crisis in childcare. Programs were closing at an alarming rate. Providers could not pay enough to keep their staff, and parents across Alaska were forced to choose between participating in the workforce and trying to access increasingly unavailable and unaffordable childcare. The Governor's Task Force has taken on this huge challenge seriously and worked through last summer and fall to produce tangible recommendations for improving efficiency, lowering barriers, and opening the door for new childcare programs. Thankfully, those recommendations helped guide the legislature this year in taking concrete actions towards addressing childcare. Before we celebrate, I would like to introduce Kayla Hayes, Site Manager for Credit Union One's Little Ones Learning Center, to share a few words about the reason this facility exists and why it is so important to the credit union and their families.
Thanks, Trevor. For many working parents, the struggle to balance family and employment is complicated. Parents struggle to find quality, affordable childcare, keeping many who would like to work from doing so. Credit Union One has embraced the philosophy that working parents shouldn't have to compromise the well-being of their families for employment. With this in mind, we created our on-site childcare facility, the Little Ones Learning Center, in partnership with Providence Alaska Medical Center. Established in 2006, Credit Union One's Learning Center supports working parent employees in a family-friendly atmosphere. We currently have 28 children enrolled in childcare here at our headquarters location. Since 2006, the center has served over 120 employee families. Our Learning Center is one of the very few NAUIC accredited facilities in our state, and there's almost always a waiting list, which shows the high demand for this type of program. In addition to our Learning Center in Anchorage, we offer a child care differential to Credit Union One employees in remote areas like Nome, Ketchikan, Kodiak, and Fairbanks. And this is available in Anchorage as well if an employee's child qualifies for our Learning Center, but the facility is full. To promote overall well-being, we also offer comprehensive benefits such as medical insurance, maternity leave, and more to CU1 families. Our employees are the heart and soul of Credit Union One, and on-site childcare plus additional benefits allows us to support healthy, happy families while growing a talented, committed, and robust Alaskan workforce that, as a mom of two, I'm proud to be part of. To highlight and celebrate some of the amazing steps that policymakers made this year, I'd like to introduce Ryan and Heather Deloach with Bright Beginnings Early Learning Center.
Bright Beginnings has been in operation for more than 40 years with multiple locations across Alaska. We were once the largest private childcare provider in the state, but recently we've had to close 2 of our programs in Eagle River and Jewel Lake, which eliminated about 200 childcare spaces in our community. It's heartbreaking to have to turn away families and close locations because of the broken market for childcare in our state. Many families simply can't afford it, and the operations costs are too high. In April, Heather and I joined Thread and other childcare providers to fly into Juneau. It was our first time being advocates at this level, and I appreciated the opportunity to share our story with the lawmakers. I'm so thankful that our 2 major child care priorities passed through this year. The legislature approved groundbreaking policy shift in favor of stabilizing the child care sector and providing some predictability and support for the working families that depend on reliable, affordable, quality child care. House Bill 89 increases the number of families who can receive state subsidies And the bill also provides incentives to businesses to support the sector and their employees through tax credits. This bill contains bipartisan recommendations that aim to play a key role in turning around this childcare crisis. Additionally, the legislature also provided, for the second year in a row, $7.5 million in one-time funding to help the Division of Public Assistance help childcare providers keep their doors open. These dollars will fund grants and licensed programs to stabilize them or to provide support to childcare staff. This appropriation is critically timed. 150 or 20% of the programs in Alaska have closed their doors in recent years. In truth, the advocates identified greater needs than can be addressed with these appropriations. But as a concrete step to help stabilize the workforce, this is cause for celebration. In a separate measure, also passed this spring, the legislature adjusted the cap on the level of support that programs can receive, meaning that the child care bill and the appropriations can be put into action as soon as the child care program office in the Department of Health can activate those funds. Head Start families and programs also saw some wins this season. Let's hear from Ariel, a Head Start parent in Anchorage.
Hi, I am Ariel Timo, and I am a Head Start and Early Head Start parent with a 4-year-old and an 8-month-old who are both enrolled at Kids Corp Inc. or KCI. Starting the program as a single parent, I am grateful that I was fortunate enough to have access to affordable childcare for my children so I can go to work and be able to provide for them. Not only that, but both of my kids have grown so much during their time enrolled in the Head Start program. Countless of other children and parents all around the state of Alaska could share something similar. Head Start is very important to Alaska's future. Sadly, Head Start classrooms and centers around Alaska have been forced to close down over the past couple of years because funding has been stagnant. These steps that the legislature has taken are so important for the stability of programs. They will help keep these services available to children and families in communities all around Alaska. Thank you very much for the legislature's efforts in improving childcare in Alaska. I am excited to see progress towards a more affordable, high-quality, and accessible childcare system in Alaska. I'd like to introduce Brittany to share more about her experience with access to childcare.
My name is Brittany Wedge, and my child Melody goes to CCS Early Learning's Fairview location. This program has been so important to us because this school year our family went through a period of homelessness. And they not only provided a safe space for our daughter to be every day with food and learning opportunities, but they also helped connect us with resources to get Melody snow gear, shoes, clothes, and they also gave us some options for housing to apply to. One of the locations on the list they gave us is the one that we are still currently into today. And I could go on and on because CCS has done so much for my family and for me. I'll keep it brief so I don't take too long, but I'm very, very thankful for everything they've done for us. And I'm also thankful to the legislature that provided the funding needed this year to meet the 20% match that is required for the federal grants that come into Alaska. The $12 million that they provided is crucial to keep these programs healthy around our state. And I'm also thankful that the legislature approved policy language that Alaska should continue to meet this 20% match going forward. My child and my family have grown so much because of access to child care. Thank you to the legislature for recognizing that investing in young children and Alaskan families is an investment that will reward our state for generations to come. To close us out today, I would like to welcome Lynette Cooper.
As a Head Start graduate of the 1980s, I can attest to the impact of early childhood care and learning. There's still much to be done, from finalizing and activating the second round of recommendations of the Governor's Task Force on Childcare, to making these investments in childcare permanent and large enough to make a difference, to implementing policies that allow for childcare workers to put their kids into childcare programs at no cost, and expanding the state's efforts to nurture children and families from birth to 5. But for today, we are thrilled to say thank you.